Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, and my most popular handmade gift I make is actually very easy, and you can make it too. It's handmade rice bags, and these heat packs, they're bags of rice that can be microwaved, they can be left in the freezer for hot or cold compresses, and they're just wonderful and so easy to make, and it doesn't take a lot of materials. In fact, you probably have the materials right on hand that you're going to need to make them. I'm going to start with a fat quarter of pretty butterfly fabric. I love fat quarters. I usually don't impulse buy fabric, but I can't resist a cute fat quarter, especially if it's like 50 cents or 75 cents at my local fabric store. So what we're going to do is fold it in half with the right sides together, and we're going to iron it. And typically I would not iron right next to my sewing machine, but I'm just doing this like this because I want it to be easy to videotape. When I go to make the big batch of these, I will not be ironing right next to my sewing machine, I'll tell you that. But so for those of you who are concerned at my ironing situation, rest assured this is not typical for Lindsay. Now this is so easy, you don't need to pin it. If it makes you feel better to pin the edges, go ahead and do it. But I think if you press it, you're gonna be good to go. All right, and it doesn't even have to be perfect. You just kind of want it to be easy to sew for you. All right, now I'm actually going to turn that off and set it aside because I'm not going to keep ironing there. I just wanted to have that for a demonstration. Set my old towel aside, and my thread is white already, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And this is going to make a pretty good size rice bag. You don't have to use a full fat quarter if you don't want to. Just keep that in mind. Now, what I'm going to do is just sew along we got the folded edge, and I'm going to sew along the short edge and the long edge, leaving one short edge open. So here we go. Hopefully we're plugged in. My machine is, there we go, it's turned on now. Make sure that you reverse stitch to lock your stitches whenever you start or end a row. Pause this and come back when I'm stitched all the way up here, because this is going to be very dull to watch. Okay, so I kind of lied. I guess I do want the iron one more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our little stitched sack out here. We're going to want to fold over the open edge, and we're going to stitch that down, kind of like you're doing a hem on a pant leg. And I just thought I might need to iron that. Well, maybe I don't, but my iron is still kicking around here, so yeah, I'll press it real quick. And, you know, take as much or as little time as you want with this. You know, I'm sure you're probably a better seamstress than I am, so it's just a nice idea. Now, it's going to be a lot easier to do this next step if you remove the free arm thingamajig, this puppy right here, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call this thing. Just take it off your machine if you got one. Really not a very proper instructor, am I? Alright, so then, can you see my machine? Yes, you can. Now we're just going to slide this on the little leggy here, or arm I guess it's called, and we're going to just sew right around. Oh, here's another little tip. Always make sure you put your needle in your thread before you press down on the pedal. And we're just going to go around and around and around. I'm not going to pause. It's going to take me longer to get up and pause it. You'll have to watch me doing that. That's not going to be any great joy to watch. We are in the final mad push of Christmas, but everyone has time to make a few of these. They're just so easy. I'm sewing over my first few stitches, and then I'm going to back stitch to lock them. All right, those stitches aren't going anywhere. Our next step. We're going to turn this right side out, and we are going to sew a channel down the middle. I'll show you what I mean. So you can just make these like big open pillows full of rice, and that will work. And I've bought ones like that before, and they're good. But when you have a bigger one like this, all the rice will tend to slide down to one end or the other, or you'll have it so full that it will be just really stiff and uncomfortable. So you want to have something that's a little softer, that has some give to it. But you don't want all the rice to be able to slide to one end or the other. So the first time I made a sectioned rice bag, I made it for my father, and I put in 3 sections like that. And that was all right, but then I saw one of my girlfriends making one of these at a crop, and she sewed, and her name is Robin. Thank you, Robin, so much for this tip. I don't know if she made it up herself or not, but she sewed right down the middle to make this channel, and it made the rice be evenly dispersed, and it's perfect. So that's what we're gonna do. And again, if you wanna mark it and make sure it's absolutely dead center, go for it. I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna wing it. So I'm just gonna eyeball that it's in the center. And we're gonna sew a straight line. And here we go. Look at that, it's like it's doing all the work for me. I love non-fancy sewing machines, as you can see. 2 dials is about all I can handle. All I can handle is length and width of my stitches. I can't do anything fancier than that. And you want to go all the way to the end. Remember to stitch backwards, lock your stitches. All right, now we're gonna fill this bad boy with rice. And you know, match your thread. Take the time to match your thread to your fabric, or buy fabric with a white background so you don't have to worry about changing it from white. This is my lazy tip. I got a big bag of rice here from Sam's Club. It's 25 pounds and it was 10 bucks. I think that's about the best price you can get. But I'm actually going to cut this bag a little shorter. I know these are my sewing machines, but I think this is actually a fabric bag, so hopefully it doesn't dull them. It's so much easier when you don't have to deal with that. Should have done that off camera, huh? That's really fabulous to watch, isn't it? Alright, so I'm going to fill this up now. Oops. Trim your threads too. And something else you might want to do is you might want to make a washable pillowcase for it, because it just is nice if, you know, you got kids and if they, you know, have an earache or they're not feeling well and you have them, you give them the rice bag to take to their bed. It's nice if they have a pillowcase in case they get sick or snotty, or, you know, kids and their germies. I just got a little, I probably could speed this up if I had a better scoop. But I'm just going to fill up both of these channels, probably about 3/4 of the way high with the rice, and I'll be back after I've got that done. Alright, I filled this about 2/3 of the way full of rice, not 3/4. Well, I don't know, somewhere between two. I'm not good with math, I'm good with creative things. Somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 full of rice. And then I've spilled a lot of rice, so before I make up more of these, I'm going to take a soda bottle and cut it down and cut the opening bigger, and I'm going to make a funnel, because filling this with an applesauce cup's for the birds. I'm telling you, you need to make a funnel or something. Get a canning funnel, or I don't know. And then we're just going to stitch across the opening to secure it. Can you see that? I think you can. If not, I'm sure you get the gist. And you really want to make sure these stitches are locked down, because you don't want rice all over the place. You don't want rice in your bed. You have rice in your bed, you'll have mice in your bed, I betcha. You also want to be careful if you have dogs, because sometimes dogs will want to chew up a rice bag. Mine haven't, but my mother's dog got into a rice bag that I had made her once. So just be aware of that. If you want to add a lovely fragrance to your rice bag, you can go to your natural food store and you can buy lavender or chamomile or jasmine or anything like that, like the dry herbs, and that will work great to add to your rice bag. Sometimes I've purchased tea that smells really good, but then when I make it, I don't really care for it, like jasmine tea or sometimes chamomile. Sometimes some of the fruity teas, they smell so good, but they don't taste very good. Those are perfect. Open up the tea bag, put them right in here, and here you have a beautiful rice bag, and it's got a nice bit of drape, so if you heat it up and you get a sore neck because you've been sitting there beading all day, oh, it feels so good. Put it on your neck after you've been, hunched over, crafting all day. Though you can store it in the freezer, and then you got a cold compress when, your kids fall and, bump their knee or whatever. It's just a great gift. And you can make one for everyone in your family. They'll all certainly appreciate it. And you gotta love those last minute perfect gifts that everybody likes. I wanna thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I'm happy to help you out. Thumbs up and subscribe if you like this video. Share it on Pinterest, Facebook, whatever you do to share things, your blog, I don't care, whatever. And you know what? You're also welcome to make anything that I give a tutorial for and sell it in craft fairs. I have no problem with that whatsoever. So thanks so much for watching. Merry Christmas. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye-bye.